Alright, welcome back to Subnautica. I'm Timothy Judge. As you can see, I've added a window to my sea base, and while you were gone, I gathered all of the materials necessary to make a Seamoth. So let's head over to my constructor and build one and see how that goes. So the builder is actually a lot of fun to use. These constructor drones fly into the air, and this hovering submarine is made that then kind of splashes into the water. It's just cool. Here we go. Now, every once in a while, your constructor will bug out and you won't be able to climb it. I've found that if that happens, all you really need to do is log out and log back in. But here we go, Seamoth. There it's being constructed. Now, the Seamoth is agile and pretty fast, unlike the Cyclops, which is lumbering and pretty slow. But the Seamoth also has much less power, and you can't build anything inside of it. But you control it just like you control yourself without a submarine. W, A, S, and D keys move you right, left, up, and down. Well, sorry, forward and back. C and space move you up and down. And so, you can get places a lot faster with this. But one of the things that you want to make sure of is that you don't run out of power. So you can see down there at the bottom I have energy 98%. Well, if that goes to 0, you will not be able to move the Seamoth until you get more power. To restore power to it, all you need to do... Oh, something's knocking into me over here. All you need to do is hop out, and there's a power cell at the back, and you just left mouse button on it if you have a power cell in your inventory, and it's empty. And there you go. It'll replace it. So I'm headed now, if memory serves, towards the Murshroom Forest, which is another one of the biomes in this game, and it is actually probably one of my favorite biomes. It's just really cool. If I remember, I just have to say, oh, here it is, the Murshroom Forest. So really, this is someplace that you view from the bottom. You've got all these cool bioluminescent mushrooms and swarms of fish. That's a jelly ray over there. Lots of cool stuff. Full of spadefish, which, as I've said before, are some of the most useful food items in the game. Spadefish. These are fun. These are floaters here. So these guys will add buoyancy to whatever they're attached to, which can be rocks, it can be creatures, all sorts of stuff. And so if you attach it to things, they'll start floating upwards. And here we've got lithium. Lithium is important for building the cyclops. In order to make the cyclops, you need 5 plasteel ingots. And you can make the titanium ingots with just 10 titanium. To make a plasteel ingot, you need a titanium ingot and 1 lithium. So while I'm here, I'm going to see if I can't find at least 5 lithium. There isn't really a whole lot besides the titanium ingots that you need lithium for. There's a Cyclops submarine upgrade that requires lithium, and other than that, I think that's about it. But this is one of the places where it's easiest to find lithium. There's a lot of it around. See, there's some right there. So you're going to use E to exit. Now, this biome right now is actually really safe. There's nothing here that's going to hurt you. The jelly rays look like they might be able to, but they actually can't. See? Here it is. Hi, Jelly Ray. And there's one of the more gorgeous animals in the game. But anyway, lithium. So yeah, you can feel pretty safe here. The only real danger is running out of oxygen, because as you can see with my depth meter, I'm almost 200 meters underwater. That's really deep. It's very easy to forget to watch your oxygen and get too far from either your Seamoth or just not be able to get to the surface in time. So watch out for that. Now that I'm in my Seamoth, you can see my oxygen going up, but it's not going up as quickly as if I were at the surface. So that's something to keep in mind. You will recharge your oxygen, but not very fast. So, how many do I have now? 4. So 1 more. And I've got a battery too. Huh. And actually, I'm going to pick some acid mushrooms as well, because I'm going to probably want to make another power cell. because power cells are how you recharge most of your large things. The generator for your sea base uses power cells. The generator for the escape pod uses power cells. We've got this power cell here.
30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
The Cyclops runs on a bank of 6 power cells. So yeah, power cells are really important. And batteries are actually less important, except as a means to make more power cells. Many of the items in the game are supposed to run off a battery, but they actually don't right now. They have a battery power that just stays at 100%. The flashlight does actually run on battery power, but some of them, like the builder and the welder, just never go down. So in this current build, batteries are really just a stepping stone to get to power cells. So I've got enough copper and acid mushrooms for a battery, but I don't have enough quartz for the silicone needed. So that'll be my next step, is getting some quartz. Another slight danger in the Mushroom Forest is, as you can see, these mushroom trees just keep going up and up and up. And so you can actually get trapped under them in a way that it's hard for you to get to the surface in time. So I recommend not coming here without a Seamoth that has plenty of power. If you have a Seamoth with plenty of power, you don't have to worry about that. You can just be in your Seamoth at the bottom, and then no matter how difficult the path to the surface is, you never have to worry about it. Well, let's get back and see if I can't get some silicone. Which of course is made from quartz crystals, and if you know much about chemistry, you'd know that sand is basically made up of bits of quartz. And so, realistically, you should just be able to make silicone out of handfuls of glass, but I guess for gameplay reasons that's not a terrific option. We've got some sand sharks. Now, sand sharks are tricky. They'll burrow into the sand, and then all you'll see is a little kind of dust cloud above them, and then they'll lie in wait for you like sea alligators or something, I don't know. So be careful when you're out in the grassy plains where they live. I find that they're actually not as aggressive as bone sharks are at night. So generally speaking, you can get fairly close to them and they won't attack you. But I did have one game in which I built my sea base basically on top of a sand shark. So every once in a while I would get bit by a sand shark while in my sea base. It was not a good time. So be careful about that. Do not build your sea base on top of a sand shark. It is unpleasant. So as you can see at this point, quartz is actually getting a little scarce for me. I've been playing for a while now, and a lot of the easy to see quartz is gone. Fortunately, this volcanic vent seems to have some. So the game does have a thermometer that you can pick up, or actually make, by using a computer chip. But really, the temperature aspect of the game isn't fully implemented yet, so there isn't currently really much of a point. It's fun for kind of an immersion feeling. You get to know how warm the water is, but for most of the time it just stays at a kind of boring temperature until you get someplace really deep or really close to a volcanic vent or something. So really, I don't know. I don't usually make it right now. One annoying thing about getting out of the Seamoth is it's not always clear which way you're facing. You do not simply pop out of the front, so sometimes you have to spin around a little bit to catch your bearings. Alright, so I'm going to cook some fish first. If it's your first time trying this game, you might want to play it on freedom mode, which does not require you to keep track of your food. All you have to do is keep track of your health and oxygen, and in which case you just really don't have to even pick up very many fish. So yeah, that's a thought. You might give that a try. A little bit easier, although really, keeping track of your food is not all that hard. You really don't have to worry about it very much. Let's make another battery. And here we go, a power cell. Alright, well now I have a power cell, which is useful for recharging my Seamoth. I'm going to call it for this episode of Subnautica, and I'm sure I will be back later, but I think that's it for me for today. In fact, you might not know this, but I actually recorded the past 3 episodes, which I guess is all 3 episodes, right in a row, all on the same day. And, yeah, I'm good with that. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time on Subnautica. Bye.